This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
We're asking the university to really take a stand.
A petition is circulating around the University of Nevada campus for the school to become a safe haven for undocumented students. What a sanctuary campus could mean for the college. In tonight's Channel 2 News Big Story at 5:30. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kristen Remington. Landon has the night off. Thank you for keeping it here. You know, we've seen it happen across the country at other schools, but right here in Reno, more than 800 students and professors are asking administrators to make the university a sanctuary campus. Amanda Ketchledge has details on a petition to protect illegal immigrants here in town. Amanda, what do supporters want to see happen?
Well, hundreds of people are signing that letter, like you mentioned, requesting that the university does not turn over confidential student records and also refuses to allow immigration agents on campus without a warrant.
Fear that people have of what could possibly happen is why we stand in solidarity with anyone who's undocumented, and we want the university to show the same support.
The petition, addressed to President Mark Johnson, the provost, and the Board of Regents, is asking for students and faculty without the proper paperwork to be safe on campus. They want the university to reaffirm its commitment to diversity and also protect a student's information. We talked with an associate professor who wants her students to not be scared of deportation.
The president-elect has said that he plans to deport people in high numbers. And so I think that the response in communities is directly in relation to that we're trying to find out ways, again, to protect everyone in the community.
And we have been in contact with the university, but we haven't gotten a statement from them just yet. There also will be a silent demonstration by the group with this petition that will be happening on Thursday at 11 a.m. at the Clark Administration Building on campus. Covering the story, Amanda Ketchledge, Channel 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you. Well, a Nevada Supreme Court justice was sworn in just this morning. Justice Lydia Stiglitz was sworn in Las Vegas after being appointed by Governor Sandoval from her seat on the 2nd Judicial District Court in Washoe County last month. After being sworn in, she heard oral arguments. Stiglitz replaces Justice Nancy Seda, who resigned from the court in August.
Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Mike Alger's first look at the Pinpoint 2 forecast.
Well, you may want to hang on this week. It's going to be a pretty wild ride in terms of our weather picture here. We're going to have a big change in some temperatures. We're going to have a couple of very different types of storm systems coming into the region, and the possibility by the end of the week of very heavy precipitation up in the mountains. We'll kind of break it down into some bite-sized pieces for you. First of all, it's the cold temperatures coming down. We got this cold low pressure system really just kind of sliding right out of Alaska that's working its way down the coastline. Now, as this thing begins to move on down, we're going to start to see our temperatures drop. We already saw some drop today here, but as that does move down, we're going to start to see the winds pick up here later tomorrow, and especially into tomorrow night, coming strong out of the west as you see that jet stream just kind of race around the bottom side of the low. Now, there's not a lot of moisture in this particular system, so I don't expect to see a lot of snow out of it, although we could see some starting late tomorrow. Temperature-wise today, we dropped down from yesterday, but we're still a few above average at 50. Expect that to drop to the lower 40s tomorrow and the mid to lower 30s on Wednesday as we take a look at it. This is what we can expect to see tomorrow morning. Probably a low of 25, not as cold as it could be because I do expect some cloud cover coming in, 19 at Lake Tahoe, 17 on the passes. Now, after the cold weather comes through, the wet weather is coming up later in the week. We'll tell you more about that coming up here in just a bit.
Yeah, we're curious about that in particular, Mike. Thank you. Okay, if you live or travel near Mount Rose Highway, you might notice some smoke in the air. It's from prescribed burns happening in the Thomas and Whites Creeks area. Ariana Bennett is live in the newsroom with more information. And Ari, after a prescribed burn got out of control back in October, I imagine safety is a pretty high priority here.
Yeah, I'd say so. But what they're doing in the Whites Creek area is actually a little different from what we saw in the prescribed burn, which started that Little Valley fire. Now, this time they're burning piles of dead fuels that they've collected by hand. And they say after the recent snowfall up there, the risk is pretty low.
Our ground's really wet out here, and you know, nothing's really burning outside of our piles.
Crews have been gathering dead and fallen wood in this area, working to reduce fire danger there, or at least minimize the strength of a fire if one were to spark. Now, fire crews say they couldn't haul the fuels out, so they pile it up and burn it on a day when it's not too dry or too windy and the smoke has a chance to disperse. They say hand thinning the forest is an important part of minimizing fire danger, but it also replicates a natural process, which is good for the environment.
And it also helps improve the ecosystem. It helps improve wildlife habitat. It helps improve our aspen stands throughout the area.
Now, Howell says they do expect to be finished by the end of this week. Covering the story live from the newsroom, Ariana Bennett, Channel 2 News.
All right, good to know, Ari. Thank you. Well, Sparks police are asking for help finding a woman who went missing more than a week ago. 28-year-old Christy Porter, who also goes by the last name IPOC, was reported missing on November 24th. We have a picture of her right there on your screen. Take a good look. She's gone missing before for days at a time, but never this long. She's 5'2" with brown hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a dressy black shirt and black pants. If you know where she is, call Sparks Police at 353-2225. And